Hello, guys, and welcome to the TUP podcast. Um, this is going to be my first podcast in a while because I tried to do a collab with my friend, but the audio did not work, so that was unfortunate, and I was busy yesterday. So this will be my first one since I think Thursday. I hope you enjoy, and it's gonna be fun. Let's get to it. All right, guys. In this episode of the Tightened Up podcast, I will be talking about the Tyler Boyd signing and how this is huge for us. Okay, let's start it off. Tyler Boyd, he was the third receiver slot guy for the Cincinnati Bengals, where Brian Callahan was coaching as the offensive coordinator before he became the Titans head coach. He is like 6'2", 200, so not your typical slot guy. He had 67 receptions, I think. And then something like 600 yards, 670 something yards. Um, he, I feel like, is a great addition. He had 67 catches, yeah, for 667 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he is 29 years old, 6'2", 203. He went to I think that he will change this receiving core very easily. Um, he's had two 1,000-yard seasons, no Pro Bowls. He has had 6,000 exactly career yards and 31 touchdowns. Um, he is a great, in my opinion, great addition at the slot position because we needed a slot receiver because I do not believe Traylon Burks could have filled that role very well. And he's just such a good addition. I think we are a top 5 receiving team in the NFL with the Tyler Boyd signing. Behind, of course, the Texans because they're so good. The Bears, wow, that's weird. The three good receiving cores I've mentioned are the Texans, the freaking what did I just say? Bears and Titans. That's insane. That is crazy. He will definitely help us become a much, 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 much better team than last year because now we have Chris Sprout runner and Calvin Ridley and a great slot guy in Tyler Boyd. We have, of course, have connections, and he made his visit, and yay, he. How do I say this? He's not like as old as our other guys, but he's still like out more close to out of their prime. Like his prime was like a while ago. He's at like no, I'll just say it like this. He isn't like going to be the hugest game changer, have like built 1,000 yards. He might have 1,000 yards, but I do not believe he will. That would be very, very, very good for us. He and he just it's so great. And then he also people may say he has a problem with drops, but he actually does not at all. He has actually let me see. He had two drops, looks like. Two drops, well, probably more than two drops, but he had drops last season, but he's not like, he's a very genuine football player. Um, I, I'm kind of unprepared to yap like this right now, and don't blame me. I don't know. I'm just there's something with me today. um, he has made a lot of catches, a lot of them for first downs as well. Um, he is just gonna finish off our receiving core, and the only other needs that we need now are what I'm going to talk about next. Okay, guys, now I will talk about our remaining needs in free agency. Um, One of our only remaining needs is safety because I don't trust Elijah Molden, and that's straight. I don't know how much money we have, the Titans, in our salary cap, but I think maybe um the Titans could get Justin Simmons, possibly. We only have like $30 million left, and that's not ideal. But I think that would be enough to afford Justin Simmons. He was an All Pro safety. Had great numbers last year. I'm surprised that he has not signed with anyone yet because he had 3 picks, 1 sack, 70 tackles, and 8 pass deflections, and made the Pro Bowl. Like, excuse me? How is that guy not getting signed yet? It just confuses me. If we can afford him, I say drop everything, go get Justin Simmons. But someone we can afford is Marcus May, a safety who was with the Saints last year. I don't know much about Marcus May because I actually had never even heard of him until Tyler Rowland mentioned him. Notice me, senpai. I always say that, but it's so fun to say. Um, he is like a B guy, not an A guy like Justin Simmons. And if we can get him, he will probably be our starting safety on the other side of um freaking what's the Amani Hooker. So that would be really good for our defense. The other guy that I think that we need to get is edge. Edges, there aren't many good edges in free agency right now. Because the best edges in free agency are not ideal. Like, we have Bud Dupree in that category. Um, I don't. Who else is there? um, there is. Oh man, I just cannot like talk today for some reason. Like, I just can't yap. Um, we have. Okay, here we go. We have Emmanuel Ogba, Yannick Ngakwe, Carl Lawson, Jerry Hughes, Charles Harris, Bud Dupree, Tyus Bowser, Rasheem Green, Marcus Golden, Shaq Lawson. This is, whew, this is not ideal at all. It's kind of sad, actually. So we probably will sign one of these guys. I don't know. I hope we do. I think Bud Dupree, because we don't really have like a run stop edge, which we kind of need. Like, not a lot of money like we gave him that one time, but like, just don't do that, please. That would really make me mad. So that's what we need. Wait, do we need? I think we also need a guard, in my opinion, because Daniel Brunskill, he's good, but I don't think he's the best. So, like, you could get Dalton Risner, Phil Haynes. I'm not going to even try to Hapalaita Vatai, Greg Van Roten, Mark Glowinski, Justin Pugh, Tyree Phillips, Trey Turner, Pat Eflin, Wyatt Davis, Chris Reed, Justin McCray, Mike Feeler, and DJ Fluker. By the way, this is from sharpfootballanalysis.com on the best free agent players available. And the final thing that I think we might need is an offensive tackle. Because yes, we just can't deal with freaking shoot. Nicholas T. Ferrer. I can't talk today. Sorry, my apologies. So there's Donovan Smith, David Bakhtiari. He probably will cost a lot of money. Andres Pete, Jason Peters. Let's just sign the oldest person in the NFL. Charles Leno, Chris Hubbard. We had him last year, and he was good before he got hurt. Charles Leno would also be pretty nice. Played for the Commanders as a longtime left tackle. So if we can't, if it's like apparent that we cannot change, freaking J.C. Latham to left tackle, then he would be great. And then other safeties we can get other than Marcus May and Justin Simmons are Eddie Jackson. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Micah Hyde, that would also be pretty cool. Quandre Diggs, Jamal Adams. If we get Jamal Adams, I will be mad. Unless we use him as like a linebacker. Tracy Walker, J-Ron Turse, Adrian Phillips, Tashawn Gibson, Kareem Jackson. If we get that guy, I'm going to be very, very unhappy. Terrell Edmonds, Keanu Neal, Rudy Ford, Ryan Neal, Adrian Amos. He went to Virginia, so I want him. And then John Johnson. That's a pretty lame name, bruh. Okay. And those are the free agents that I think we need now. Okay, in this final segment of the Tighten Up podcast, I will be talking about what this means for Traylon Burks, Kyle Phillips, Jaquan Jackson, Nick Westbrook-Ikine, etc., etc. And so for Traylon Burks, I think this proves that our coaches just do not trust him to do much. I think that he will not get very many snaps, and we'll have to fight for every single one he gets with our new receiving core. Kyle Phillips, I think that the drafting of Jaquan Jackson means he might not even make a roster spot. So that would be pretty crazy. Well, not really, but a bit crazy. So his returning skills will not be needed, and he does not need it in the receiving core. He is a 6 receiver receiving core. That would be a pretty good core. Now ours would be D-Hop, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, Traylon Burks, Jaquan Jackson, and Nick Westbrook-Ikine, all of whom I think are better than Kyle Phillips. Nick Westbrook-Ikine, I think that means he's just a roster spot, nothing else. I think he makes the roster, but I don't think he does much of anything in games. Jaquan Jackson, I think he's still going to be our return man. I also don't think he will get money snaps, but I think he will get snaps in the slot still. And yeah, this will be the end to whatever episode we're on of the Tighten Up podcast. I'm sorry that I've not been able to do it recently. And I'll do a collab with someone soon.